broadcasting live from the Fortress Speed with the Ministry of Speed, and of course Phoenix Motorsports. Watching the GT3 Gunslingers series championship race here at Watkins Glen, race 1. Joining me in the booth right now, besides Wallace, is the Zebra, Billy. This has been a long time coming. This GT3 series. You were the last reigning champion of this series. Here we are halfway through, and I don't think we could ask for any better turnout, or any better crowd, any better group of drivers. What do you think, man? Who's going to take the overall championship?
It's looking like a really good battle for the guys up in. Take a look at the championship standings right now. Payne Dad isn't going to be here, unfortunately, so he's pretty much forfeited his lead. But looking at second and third, it's going to be a battle between Matchbox and Winchester. So
I think so.
It's up to them. Matchbox has 14 points over Winchester right now for second and third. So we're right in the thick of things. We're halfway through, so anything could happen.
Well, I think for somebody to be a serious contender, they're going to have to win at least out of the next 5 more races. I think they have to win at least 3 of the races, at least 1 race out of the next 3 events, and place well, at least in the top 3 in pretty much every race that we have. So it's a big ask, but I mean, that's the way it is. I mean, Mr. Hayne brought a whole new perspective and a whole new level of competition to the GT3 Gunslinger series. So I mean, you know, with that said, you know, he's had a substantial points lead, and he took a vacation. So he's gonna let y'all fight over the bones, man, but the scraps. But yeah, on board right now with One Space as he's working his way around the track. One Space, our pole sitter last week, I believe it was, or at least he was second spot. But either way, winner of one of the races. I'm sorry, 2 weeks ago at Spa. And the second race, not so much. Ended up on his lid, but yeah, we look for a lot. Look for something big from him. One Space definitely putting on a great show. He's got a lot of speed and pace. So we'll see where he puts that Mercedes tonight here at the Glen. Another one to watch would be Ghost, and of course Nestoza. But Ghost, probably a young man from Australia. He's a great Bentley driver. Lacks a little bit of experience, but otherwise he's pretty well rounded as far as that Bentley is concerned. He's got that thing moving fast, moving forward, contending for some wins there, and has won. But I think maybe a little bit of impatience might have him, you know, in a bundle today, man. This is not Spa. This is a lot tighter track, a lot tighter circuit. So the chance for a mistake or some contact is going to be up. What are your thoughts on that, Zebra?
Well, it's all based on the starting position. Like you said, Watkins Glen is it's exactly opposite from Spa. Spa's very wide open. It's got a lot of runoff area. It allows for really great side-by-side racing. But Watkins Glen, not so much. Watkins Glen, you have narrow racing lines. You have off-camper corners going uphill. So it's going to be interesting if Ghost can start in the front, which, you know, me and you are both very confident that he can.
Absolutely.
It's going to be pretty simple. But race 2, you know, we don't know. He's going to be starting from the back, and you know, barring from a big crash in a turn 1, it's going to be pretty straightforward for him. But
well, his tendency is to rush through the field, and I think that's where he. You know, his greatest fault is himself there. You know what I'm saying? He cuts himself short by trying to rush to the field. But if he just takes his time and he's methodical about his maneuvering, I think we should see a good result from him today. So as we continue to look down here, we're looking at Mr. Winchester 202 in that Gulf livery Mercedes. I'll tell you what, this is another guy to watch out for. It looks like you know, he's very aggressive. He's very he's fast. He uses his mind as far as trying to strategize his way to the front. But if that doesn't work, he'll certainly put the chrome horn to you. This is a guy to watch for as well. He's a wild card, but he's due a win. The other night at practice, had the win in hand, spun out on the last lap, right before the last set of corners there, and gave it up. So a little heartbreaking for him, but he's definitely got the potential to be out in front and stay out front. We're looking for another good result from him tonight.
Yeah, for sure. And looks like he does have 1 race win underneath his belt. That'd be race 2 over at Long Beach. So
That's right. But,
I mean, you don't need to win every race. He's been placing consistently, and it shows in the championship standings. He's currently sitting 3rd place, like I mentioned before, right at the beginning of the stream, 14 points behind Matt Spock. So
that's Yeah, that's far.
That's not bad at all.
Not bad at all.
He just has to be finishing consistently in front of Matt's box throughout the rest of the season, and it's possible. He's fast and he's consistent.
Well, that's another subject at hand right here. The bots machine driver, Matt's box. Now this guy right here, very quiet guy, but he brings a lot to the table here. A winner of both races at Imola in the rain, full on wet weather races. I mean, this guy just dominated. Drove to the front, handled his business, stayed out in front, and never looked back. So we know he's definitely got the potential to do well, to win the championship. You know, I don't know. I mean, I think he's just been caught up in some bad luck. He's not necessarily creating his mistakes, but that one error at Spa took the wind out of his sails there for a minute, and it cost us some valuable points. But other than that, it's just been, you know, people messing up in front of him, or he's get caught, you know, out of place at the wrong time, and you know that's hurt his championship run. But if he has the next couple of races here that go his way, he's going to be right there with Mr. Haynes, you know, breathing down Mr. Haynes' neck. So you know, just because Mr. Haynes gone, you know, he's got a good points lead, that doesn't mean that he's out of the, you know, he can relax. He he needs to come back and get serious again, because these guys are definitely trying to take that points lead away from him. Watching Matt's box, he's around here, spins it around and right past the carousel there, but didn't hit the wall, stayed off the wall, and he's got some traffic coming in. That's one space coming around the corner there. So yeah, Matt's box pushing hard and trying to find that edge there, and he sure did. 2 seconds off the mark. What's he clocking at? A 145.359, which is not too bad. And Stowe's up top here with a 143.166. One space right behind him, a 143.345, and Ghost at 143. So the top four are in the 143 bracket, less than a second apart. Man, that's pretty amazing. Then Dragon. Now this is another guy right here, Dragon. I know you haven't been here for the practice sessions, and our condolences to your wife for her father's passing. Was that right? Her grandfather or her father? Her grandfather. Yeah, so we know you've been busy doing family matters, but Dragon out of Dallas, after he changed from that Cadillac to that McLaren, has just lit up, man. I mean, he is just on a tear. His runs are just fabulous. He's putting them together, batting it out with Ghost and Matt's box the other day. I think it was Matt's box. It was whatever it was, man. It was drivers that had a little bit more in the way of experience coming up on him, and he held his own for quite a while. Didn't get run off the road, you know, and held that McLaren down, and had a great run. You know, just I've seen a lot from David Curry in the past, but these last few races, practice sessions, he's just been shining. Look where he's at now, top 5 in a room full of great drivers. So I'm looking forward to seeing David and see what he has cooking in the oven of speed. You know, he's a great guy. He's a nice guy, and of course he's from Texas, so that gives him extra points there. So he'll be all right. So keep an eye out for David Curry and that blue McLaren. Let's see
another person we need to keep out for is this man.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that. I clicked on that.
Just finished running, like when I say just finished, not even an hour ago. He just finished the iRacing 12 hours of Bathurst. That is roasted 236, taking the Ferrari 448 to a top 10 finish out of 54 cars. That is absolutely insane. So him and my friend Ross Stevenson. So it was the UK and the US working together as he gets around this Bentley here. And so, you know, I mean, you know, he's nice and warmed up. He's got, you know, about 6 to 7 hours of driving underneath his belt today, and he's about to do another 2 hours or so.
Yeah.
So,
well, you know, Ryan's a great
to finish really good.
He is a fantastic guy. He's a great driver, and you know, I'm so glad that he's doing well and getting into the iRacing thing. Ryan's probably one of my first ministry members, and he's in Phoenix Motorsports. But you know, we watched him develop. You know, he's raced a million rain races with me, man. You know, every time he's on the track with me, it rains. So you know, he's got a lot of experience, and I'm glad to see he's doing well at the iRacing platform. I'm glad to see that you know, he's, like you said. He's just being the best that he can lately, man. You know, and you know, to see that happen to just not only a good driver but a great friend, you know, is fantastic. So yeah, he had a great run at Spa, battling it out with Matt's box. I mean, that was got to be one of the most epic battles that I've seen, you know, for online racing, you know, as a whole. I mean, Rosa was just battling it out with some of the best up there in the front, avoiding mistakes, you know, spinning a little bit here and there, making a few mistakes of his own, but just a lot of action around this guy right now. So he's got the momentum, and let's see what he can do.
Absolutely.
What else we got cooking here? We got Nestoza, of course, our regulars, one space, Brian Bedlow. These two bring a lot to the table as well. These guys both at Spa. First race, Nestoza ends up on his top end, upside down. Second race, one space. Both these guys were in the lead at the time when that happened. So, they're going so fast, they're flipping themselves over, man. We'll see if they can't keep all four tires on the ground this race here at Watkins Glen. I talked to one space earlier today and told him, continue as you are. Just, try not to end up upside down, mind the rules and regulations. And he's been doing that for the most part. He's a great driver, and he's a solid driver. I think people misunderstand his aggressive nature for, inexperience. But I can tell you this. I assure you, Brian Bedlow is not an inexperienced driver. I've raced with him for several years already.
I can attest that firsthand, racing with him, or not, rather against him in another league, and he's just wicked fast, and he's just one of those drivers that will push you, but he'll push you clean.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's all mental, less physical. Just kind of he's there in your rear view, and then you blink and he's right next to you. So.
And moving you out of the way, So he's definitely an aggressive driver. So I told him, I said, don't change your style, man. Just change the perspective. So I think we're going to look for a lot for him tonight. I want to see that Mercedes up front. I want to see it running strong. That Hot Wheels Mercedes. Matter of fact, I'm still watching Rosta. Amazed with his drive. But Bedlow here, man, he's going to be one to win a championship with us if he continues on here. I don't know. I guess he joined a couple of races later than we started. So I don't know, man. I mean, he's another one I told. He's got to win at least something every race. Out of the 2 races every weekend for the next 5 weeks to try to even contend with Mr. Hayne. But if anybody can do it, he can, man. I mean, he's up there at the front, so we'll see if it starts tonight. But look who he's coming out next to. Nestoza coming out there. Now let's take a look at that guy. Very quiet individual. He's back in the pit. Nestoza fast. He's ready to go, man. I mean, I don't know what to expect from him. He's so quiet. I really don't have a good, I don't know what's what I'm looking for, a grasp on his character, his personality. But, he could be some kind of quiet serial killer type guy, just a Unabomber type guy, or, I don't know, maybe he could be a clown in the circus for all I know. But I know he can sure drive that car, man. So we'll see some wins from him. We've seen a lot of practice wins with him. The other night he was leading. Had a big accident, so he gave up a race win behind that. Look, there he is in the wall right there. So he likes to push his Mercedes to the edge, and we'll see where he comes out tonight. I think there's a line here, Billy, that they can't cross, and the edge here is going to be a little bit shorter than they usually push. Like you said, this track has, I'm not really sure about it, man. It's kind of like some kind of witch living in the dark woods, man. She'll just jump out and get you if she wants to, these off-camera corners, they seem timid, but they're really not, man.
Yeah, I mean, especially this corner right up here. If you're watching one space, it's an uphill left-hander. If you get it in the wrong part of the gear as you're accelerating,
spins your
rear tires are just going to spin, and there goes your lap. So, and like you said, your limit is drastically shortened. Because you get one tire on that grass and that's it. So they do get a couple of big breaks, such as going into turn 1. They get that nice big runoff area.
Yeah.
Also around the carousel. But after that, it's pretty much like rumble strips or grass. So it's going to be very interesting to see how well these 13 cars can navigate through the first couple of corners, which I like to call the American Eau Rouge.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
We're going from the real one down to the shortened American one at Watkins Glen.
So Nestoza on his hot lap here, clicking his lights on. Here he comes. Let's follow him around with 3 minutes and 8 seconds to go. Right now he's currently leading in pole position, a 143.166. Look at that. Look at one space, a 143.180, less than 16 one-thousandths of a second apart there. So, you couldn't even squeeze a piece of paper between those two times there. So Nestoza's trying to lay one more down, and we'll keep it on. Bedlow in P1. Oh, he's in the pit, so he's not going to come out and try. So he's going to be content with second spot here. Here comes Nestoza. He's going to want to put the exclamation point on that, maybe get another half a second. I don't know, man. I mean, how much faster do you want to go? I mean, you already got the pole. I don't really see any other threats. Ghost is, that 3-100 seems like, did I say that right? Yeah, 3-100 seems like a mile compared to what,
3/10.
Yeah, 3/10. I'm my bad. Yeah, as opposed to what one space is. So, 14, dude. That's ridiculous, man. I mean, that's almost right on. So these guys are pretty much evenly matched, and now that's going to be an interesting start. You got the guys with equal amount of speed and aggression level, because Nestoza is just as aggressive as one space in several ways. Just as fast too. So he's going to want to come to the front if he falls back. It's going to be interesting to see how these two play it out. Last week, 2 weeks ago at Spa, I mean, they were just nose to tail for as many laps before Nestoza flipped over and one space hit him. So it was an interesting battle to say the least. So we'll see where that plays out tonight with a shorter track and a much narrower track, and like you said, a much narrower margin.
Stada set a fast lap. He's now
142.
142s.
Oh man!
So that puts a 4/10 gap over one space. So how will one space react? That was a blazing fast time. I was on board with Staza for a little bit, and he just slung that Mercedes to the bus stop. So looks like we might have a Mercedes front row, as all Formula One fans are very fond of.
Well, here comes Ghost. Ghost in one space definitely have another shot at it. Ghost is coming around the corner. He's around with the bus stop. Whoa, what a tank slapper. He can't save it. He's in the wall.
Yep. He was just pushing too hard, and that's going to be his qualifying run over, and it looks like he's going to start at best third place, but let's see what one space has. He does have enough time to set up one more lap, so here we go.
Here he comes.
Let's ride on board with one space.
Brian Bedlow, the clown car driver for the Barnum and Bailey Circus. Here he comes. Oh, wrong mat. Let's go in the cockpit view here and see what Brian can pull out of his hat here. Put some telemetry on him. Never lifts.
It's important going up the hill that you do kind of bump that rumble strip on the inside of the corner. It just helps the car kind of turn just a little bit more.
Right.
And because you can easily get understeer through that section as he goes to the
Oh!
I don't know if that's going to hurt him or not.
He stays on the throttle. It hasn't warned him yet. He's on it. Oh. Sun's playing right in his eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be bad right there.
The GP section for sure, and yeah, wow.
Twice. Uses the whole track. Not too far.
And this corner's very tricky because you think they can brake later than you normally can, but you really have to.
Yeah,
it's a very weird entry. Yeah.
And this is the corner that you were talking about. This left-hander right here. Yeah.
Very treacherous. Look at that off-camber uphill
into the wall.
Gearing selection. Yeah, you can tank slap the wall. You can spin out. There can be a couple more things. But let's see how he does into the penultimate corner, into the last right-hander. Let's see if he'll be able to get it. Gets
he's no curveball! He busted the wall. He's shredded off some speed there.
A lot of speed. That's not going to be even close.
Not even. Look at that. He didn't even mark a time on that. He didn't even change his whole time. Oh. Yeah, he had an opportunity to that point right there. So there you have it, folks. Looks like Nestoza is going to stand on the top step here. We got one more go. We got Dragon and DJ Vixen. Oh, that's it. It's over. It's all over. They all realize that Nestoza is king of qualifying today. So, hey, what can I tell you? Sixer Johnny Zebra Chone and, of course, Wallace the Dog broadcasting live right here from the Fortress Speed.
It's very interesting. It's very interesting looking at the times. Is that one space was faster than this? Was faster than Staza in Sector 1.
Wow. So yeah, but sectors, all three sectors are what counts, I guess. But yeah. All right, let's say a quick prayer. Father, thank you for the things you give us, Father. It's in the name of Jesus we come before you. We ask for mercy. We ask for a spirit of sportsmanship and camaraderie for these men here. We ask that you put a blessing of love and peace over their families, protection from the deadly diseases that are out there, Father, infecting the world. We know that's not from you. We know that's from the devil, and we rebuke that. Father, we just ask that you continue to heal us and make us whole, bring us together under your banner, Father, for your praise and your glory. We pray these things in Jesus' name. Amen. Gotta love Jesus, Wallace. So, yeah, me and Wallace love Jesus. So, all right, Billy, I tell you what, man. anybody's show tonight, man. Anything can happen at any time. Retire and spectate, and yeah, I'm ready to go racing, man. So with that said, turn 1 is going to be pretty exciting.
Yeah, it's going to be a mad dash into turn 1, and we're going to see how well the drivers kind of file into going up the hill and going into the bus stop. So is someone going to make some bonehead moves, or is everyone going to play it nice and safe? Because we have, we have 50 minutes, and it's getting so settle in. You're gonna have some time to catch up as long as you race consistent. Starting back in 8th is Matt's box. So
why so far back? Yeah, that's.
But I mean, he's like me. He doesn't exactly qualify on the pole all the time. He kind of qualifies in the midfield, and he gets through to consistency. But here we go, getting ready for green flag racing here at Watkins, Glen.
All right, same here. Good luck, guys. Here we go. 50 minutes right here at the Glen. The Gladiators at the Glen, baby. And we're up. Oh, it looks like Lustosa jumped to start. I think he did. Uh-oh, let's find out. He's got a good run there. Brian Bedlow in P3. Look at Winchester right there in P3, I'm sorry. Bedlow's in P2. So look at that. A Mercedes, 1, 2, 3. There's Ghost in the Bentley. Matchbox moving up to P5. Oh boy, here we go. It's on. Toe cutter up to P6. Curry, P7. Death Pusher, here he comes in the Bentley, trying to take the inside of David Curry.
Winchester and Ghost, they're going side by side, and Winchester gets the position through Ghost. So yeah, Mercedes, 1, 2, 3. Oh, getting some.
Oh.
No, Staza gets a little bit loose, goes to the bus stop. That's going to leave the door open for one space. Can he get the pass going on the inside?
He does. He takes him.
Going around the carousel.
New leader.
Here comes Winchester. Can he get the pass on Nastaza? And he does.
And look at the Benny's trying to come with him too. Oh my God! There's Matchbox at P4 now. So Nastoza under attack from the front and the rear here. Oh, he's got to watch out here with this. With definitely Ghost behind him. So let's go on board with Matchbox here. Sees what he sees what he can see. Sees what he can see. Is that right? See what he sees.
Yep. And all he can see is that big, thick, wide bumper of the Bentley right in front of him. And shout out to the Bentleys winning the 12 Hours of Bathurst, the real one.
Yeah, for sure.
Saturdays ago.
For sure. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. You see right there. Look at that. They're not even a second apart. They're just, not even a half a second apart. They're right there on top of each other. So anybody's race at any time here, one person makes a mistake and the other ones are going to benefit. That's for sure. So all, these top 4 drivers are definitely strong. Actually, the top 5, including Matchbox, are all definitely contenders for the win here. The rest certainly are as well, but these 5 right here have shown consistently that they're not afraid to take chances and make the moves that need to be made. So into turn 1 here, again the Bentley leading Matchbox here in P4. I'll tell you what, Ghost certainly brings another dynamic to the table. A young man, very aggressive. This is a great room for him to learn and get some good experience. And it looks like he's settling down a little bit more than when we first saw him come out. But I'm glad that he's evolving as well.
Yeah, it's always good. It's always so good to see young drivers evolve over the course of a season. And right now, he's playing. He's being patient. He's seeing that these 3 Mercedes are really scrapping. Winchester, he's battling for a championship lead right now, and Matchbox is 2 positions behind him. So, and Ghost just got to our Discord, and he sees this. And he's like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna let them battle, and maybe there might be some trouble, and I can just sneak up into second place."
Exactly. Well, as long as he doesn't let them get out of his sight, he's okay. He's fine where he's at right now. Just like you said, there's no point in trying to force an issue that's just going to take you out or take somebody else out. Just be patient. 46 minutes and 57 seconds left in the fight. So plenty of fighting. He probably hasn't even broke a sweat yet. So look at that. Nastoza can't get around Winchester. Winchester using the whole track and then some, just not giving Nastoza any kind of opportunity to get a nose underneath there. Look at that. Stays well off the wall. He's slowing him back. That's why he's using he's making that little gap between him and one space, but definitely playing the smart game there. He doesn't want Nastoza to get around him. He knows how hard he is to pass. So here we go down the long straightaway. Nastoza's going to take a look. Now, he might dive it in deep, but I don't think he's close enough.
No, and it'd be kind of a really dumb move. It's way too early. We're not even have 45 minutes left to go, so it's all going to be about that mind games early on in the race, and then when it comes to late race, then use your brute force to move your cars around. But At this point, just apply the pressure and just be like the old NASCAR games and press the intimidate button, and hopefully that they just get loose.
Yeah. So looking at the bottom of the field here, Death Pusher falling all the way back to P13 here. Not sure what happened to him. 16 seconds back. I don't see any damage on his car, but I don't know. Maybe just not up to speed yet. But we'll check on him in a minute. Right in front of him, a new member here to the.
Staza goes wide. Sorry to interrupt you, Johnny, but Staza goes wide around the carousel, and that's going to open up the door for Ghost. Let's see how it goes. They go side by side, almost 3 wide a little bit. And still side by side, but looks like that Staza, he's going to edge him just up. That's going to set Ghost up for the inside.
He got the preferred line.
Corner.
Oh, Ghost backs out of it. That's a smart move there. He knows he thought Nestos was going to slam the door on him and slots right back in. So look at that. Like we said before, Ghost is playing it smart. You know, he's using his head this time. He's not going to take any chances, but maybe
there
not.
There goes.
Maybe not.
Yeah, maybe not. We got to hold our tongue with him. He's a firecracker for sure.
Absolutely. Sometimes I know he's listening, and other times I don't know if it's going in one ear or not the other, man. But
Winchester's slow. Look how fast that Staza and Ghost caught back up to the rear end of.
Winchester's doing that on purpose. Winchester's doing that on purpose. I knew he was. He knocks Ghost right into the wall there. Yeah, Winchester's playing mind games now. He doesn't have to go fast like that, but he's slowing Ghost up for a reason there. I mean, I'm sorry, Nestoza for a reason. Look, here comes Matchbox. So Nestoza is probably wondering why the hell everybody is ganging up on him, but I can tell you, it's not that. These guys are just like you said, they're all fighting for a championship, man. They're all doing what they need to do, and it doesn't look like he's got too much damage on there. I think he'll be all right. But yeah.
Well, let's hope not. I think it's just a tank slapper. He might have a little bit of aero damage, but nothing too serious. Or he might have like a very minor thing of suspension damage, but nothing to really slow him down. But I don't know what happened with Winchester there. He just slowed down, so I don't know if he was coming off that off-camber left-hander, and he just lost control and had to like lay off the throttle to regain traction, and they just caught up.
Well, whatever the case may be on that, whether he was playing games or not, it cost him the spot to Ghost. Now Ghost has got the opportunity to try to run down Bedlow, but during that whole altercation, it's cost the rest of the field 2 seconds behind one space, and Brian Bedlow is not going to slow down. He's not going to wait for you. He's gone. He's got that clean air, and he is set and sail. Let's go front with him as he leads in that Mercedes AMG Hot Wheels machine. Clean air is king here. Clean air is king pretty much anywhere, but yeah, he's opening the gap even more now, 2.533. So he's trying to set sail, try to get somewhere, and the bigger space that he can put between these guys, the better for him. So look at that, he's gone, man. I mean, he's gone. So Ghost needs to settle down.
I'm actually on board with Staza, and he's got to have some type of damage or something because this car is pushing out of the corners hard. So I don't know if that tank slapper really.
He's coming in. He's coming in. So we're staying on board with the Staza.
He's got air damage. He's got something.
Yeah.
So, and he's going to fall way, way, way down. I mean, 42 minutes left. Anything can still happen. You could get fast laps after fast laps.
Yeah.
But, I mean, who really knows? But that is unfortunate to see from Staza.
I hope he doesn't try to put on wet tires and try to get in, try to wait for the rain, because this rain's not going to be here for a while. Look, it's a drive-through. Wait a minute. What? A drive-through?
Oh, for jumping the start. If you jump the start,
yeah. That's what it was. Yeah, that's what I think it happened there. I'm pretty sure I saw him jump the start, but he should have came in a lot quicker than that. This is lap 5. I don't know. I don't know if that gives you the whole game or just 5 laps or something.
Yeah, it does. It gives you the whole race. If you don't start by the end of the race, then it's DQ. So
I guess he wants to come in and just take care of it now. But okay, well, there you go. Nestoza serving a pit.
And interesting, Ghost is dropping down the field. He was up in second. Now he's back down in 5th, getting passed by Toe Cutter.
Toe Cutter in the inside there.
That's some Toe Cutter moving up to 4th. And here comes Dragon driving in the car that I won with.
Yeah.
GT3 Gunslinger. But it's not that ugly pumpkin orange. It is that beautiful sky blue and black.
The great pumpkin, Charlie Brown. I'll never forget that, man. I'll tell you what, whoever painted that car orange needs to be shot, man. Because why would you defile such a beautiful car with that ugly color, man? But very intimidating color.
Orange, man.
Yeah.
It's McLaren orange.
Very intimidating color, man. You see that big orange blotch in the mirror coming at you, you know what time it is. So Bentley falling back here. Ghost, wonder what happened, man. I wonder if he had some contact with Nestoza, maybe. I don't think he did. I don't know what happened there. We'll find out after the race. But, yeah. Ghost losing some spots, but he's settled back down here as trying to work on that Ferrari in front of him there. Now, Toyota is one we haven't really seen or spoke too much of. I've raced with him before with Jason Mitchell, otherwise known as Sonic, with that group of Australians. That was a couple of years back, but since then we really haven't interacted with him. I know he's a great driver, but yeah, to see him up here in P4, yeah, it's just a testament to his skill level. So let's see if he can hold off the Ghost here. Whom we know is good and we know is aggressive, and I know he doesn't want to be behind that Ferrari, that's for sure. Look at that. I'll tell you what,
it's just so daunting to see that small, nimble Ferrari just getting chased down by this big, hungry Bentley. It is terrifying looking. It's just like watching the BMW M8 around Daytona 24 just beating down smaller GTEs. It's absolutely delightful to see.
That's a big car, man. I mean, the sound from that car is almost like the reminiscent of the Corvettes, the American Corvettes. That got that deep throaty growl. But yeah, I love the Bentley, man. It's a great looking car. It's fast and like you said, intimidating. That little grill, that little green grill, man. It just looks like some mean little mouth coming at you. You know, I mean, it would be distracting. The Ferrari's trying
terrifying, man.
It is, yeah, actually it is. Terrifying. So Curry needs to make a move here. David Curry in P6, 148.821 was his last lap there. Whoa, goes a little wide back there. Dallas, Texas is where he calls home. And that, you said that K-Pac's number 6 machine. Yeah, 6 is for me, not for anybody else. I want you to know that. No, I'm just kidding. He's been running great, man. I mean, he's got pace right now. You know, it's great to see him in the top 10, actually in the top 6. I mean, he's right there. I don't know if he's a contender to win, but he's certainly a contender to a podium. And he's definitely working on his racecraft. He's been showing up pretty much every night for practice, and that's what gets results. You know, these guys think that they can just show up on Friday or Saturday, you know, and squeeze a practice or two in and be okay. You're not one space, and you're not finish boy. You know, these guys could do that, you know, but if you're not those two guys, you got to practice, man. I mean, practice is king. Practice is important. You know, and it definitely helps. And you can see the results here with Dragon as he's working his way around the track here through the bus stop, carrying a lot of speed there.
Look at that Ghost. Ghost just bullied Toyota through the bus stop and kind of using a little bit of bump and run tactics, and he's able to get around him. I think.
He sure did.
Yeah, he sure did. Yeah, so.
Oh man.
Ghost is going to try to catch back up to Matt's box. Which, speaking of which, Winchester does not want to see Matt's box right behind him, because that means that he's not exactly closing in the points gaps as fast as he wants.
Well, Brian Bedlow's already opened up another 2 seconds on the field, 3.6 now. It was 2.5 a minute ago. He was about to get 2 seconds here in a minute. But like I said, that clean air, and now it's getting dark. So temperatures are going down, grip levels are coming up. The track temperature right now is 128 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's still pretty hot. You know, with the cool ambient air of 80 degrees. That's what these cars like, man. These normally aspirated cars. You know, they like that cool air and that carburetor, and look at it, he's taking off now. Yep, 4.6. Bye. I'll see ya. Let's go aboard with Brian here as he takes us around Watkins Glen here. Let's do a little ride around with him as he goes up the hill. If I can get the camera right here. Here we go. Headed toward the bus stop chicane. How much speed should he have right here, Billy? What, about 115, 110 miles an hour?
Yeah, about so. You want to drop down to about third gear just to help your car kind of just slide through here and power out. These cars handle really well through the bus stop. You really don't need to muscle them around unless your tires are really bad.
And if they're really bad, then you really don't want to put too much input into the steering wheel because that's going to spin you around. So, yeah, tire wear is unaccelerated, so that might come into play here.
Yeah, when going through the bus stop, you really want to hit those curves. It helps your car rotate a little bit better to minimize your steering input. So you'll kind of see those cars bounce up, but it's all part of just helping the car turn in, just trying to get as much speed through the bus stop so you can attack that roundabout.
Yeah, he's using a little bit of curve there around this off-camber left-hander. He's talking about saying something. Here he goes all the way out to the wall and then some. Stays off the wall nicely. Powered by Fanatec. He says he's got a Fanatec rig there. So, he's changed wheels. He's like roasting. He just came off the F1 series for his other league, and then jumps into a GT3 car. So, from a jet fighter to a school bus. But definitely doesn't really like water off a duck's back, man. 145, 588. He's definitely got the pace to stay out front here. 4 seconds is the gap now, 3.5. So he's gone, man. I mean, unless Winchester has a tailwind while he's going downhill, I don't think he's going to be able to catch one space.
Well, I mean, it's possible. Winchester did run a faster lap time by 3:10, so it's all about consistency. And if you open up the map, we do have a lot of spread out. So the majority of these cars are running in clean air. So
right, let's take a look at the times here. Is that the sector times here? Let's look at the sector times here. So we got Brian Bello faster in sector 1, slower than sector 2 substantially by 4 seconds over Winchester, and that's the running time. Correct. That's the running time. So when they get out of sector 2, it'll go into sector 3 here. So as you're watching the top 2, 4 seconds is that gap there, and he should be crossing sector 3 now. There it is. So 34 to Winchester's 34. Wow. So they're pretty much even in sector 2. Wow. It's faster during the run, but at the end there of sector 2, Winchester falls off and levels it back out. So it's sector 3, the final sector. It looks like, again, Brian is slower on entrance of the sector, and let's see if he's faster on the exit. And you're on board right now with one space. I know you can't see him, but we're in his vehicle now. And here he comes around the final set of corners here on the front straightaway. I think that's where he's at. I can't see where that thing in the way. No, this is the dog leg.
Yeah, he's going down. Yeah.
Yeah. Now he's on the front straightaway. So let's see how his sector times look here.
Winchester 3 seconds slower last time.
I see that. Now, wow. So, again, what the heck's up with Winchester, man? He's falling off here. Oh, Matzbach's way off here. But he put it back on the track here. So, yeah, 6 seconds is the gap now between Winchester and one space. So, in that lap alone, Brian Bedlow has opened up 2 or 3 seconds right there. So, he's gone, man. Only Brian can beat Brian right now. All right, 33 minutes, 28 seconds on the clock here. 6'10" Johnny, Waltz the Dog, and of course the Zebra Tron bringing it to you live. I'll be right back, Zebra. Go to the little boys' room, and I'll catch right up to you. You got the helm, sir.
All right. Watching Ghost, he's slowly making his way up, but Tokutta. Oh, I'm sorry, we're with Staza. Staza right behind DJ Vixen, so good to see him back. And after taking some race weeks off for his own personal leisure, and he's with the Bentleys, and I'm going to bring this point up again when Johnny gets back, but I think the reign of the Bentleys is going to be over. The Bentleys are really struggling around here. They did really well at Bathurst, but you see DJ, he's down in 7th. He's kind of a mid-pack driver, so good to see him just race clean and just pick up some solid points. And yeah, but Nastaza, after that drive-through penalty, he's going to have to just make up positions. He's well out of the championship running, so I got some battles here. Matt Spock's kind of dropping back a little bit. Ghost catching up. He's about a second back. One space still lapping faster than we have Dragon and Tokutta battling for 5th and 6th. As we got 32 minutes to go here in race 1 of the Phoenix Motorsports Racing League, as it kind of locks up the wheels a bit going in turn 1 and gets under control, kind of slid a little bit as ABS taking into place here. Here we go. Battle with Nastaza and DJ Vixen. He's going to go on the inside. DJ Vixen going to give him plenty of room. Nastaza going to dive up in there? Nope, he's going to slot right behind him through the bus stop, nice and easy. But he's definitely faster. He's trying to get around him desperately. Yeah, all the big Bentleys, they're running 4th, 7th, and 9th right now as Deathstroke gets past Rosta, as Rosta kind of has a little bit of an off. Still, DJ, he's battling, he's defending hard. Going on the inside. Still holding on. And it is dark out there, guys. It is very, very dark. So we got 2 battles we can look at, Tokutta and Dragon, and then of course Vixen and Staza. So kind of keep an eye out on both of them. They're about 9 seconds back from each other, the 2 battles. And looks like Ghost gets around Matt's box too. So where did that come from? Here comes Matt's box. Trying to use a little bit of his front bumper to kind of get him a little bit loose going up the hill. How well can that Porsche race against the Bentley? Some great battles going on all throughout the track.
I'm
Winchester
back. I saw that.
Slowly creeping up on one space now, but not really going on. So we got 3 different battles going on there, Johnny. 3rd and 4th, 5th and 6th, and 7th and 8th.
So lots of action here at the Watkins Glen circuit. Watkins Glen International bringing the GT3 Gunslingers series to a exciting midway point here. Still 6 seconds between one space and Winchester. Ghost 11 seconds back. So Ghost has been able to capitalize on that position, getting around Nastoza. Now, where is Nastoza anyway? He's still in P7.
Yeah, he just got around Vixen. Vixen was giving him a little bit of trouble in the Bentley, but he just got around him. So Staza's still on the charge back. I think he's going to try to settle for a top 5, it looks like.
Isn't Vixen a part of your was part of one of your other leagues?
Yeah, he races with one space.
Does he now? Oh, so they have history together. They know each other then.
Yes, they do.
Oh boy. I'll tell you what. I don't know if knowing Brian Bedlow is a blessing or or what, but yeah, he definitely knows you definitely know a strong man, a strong driver here. But let's see if Bedlow can capitalize on all of his experience and lead and dominate tonight. It looks like he's doing just that right there. Wallace, sponsored by Lay's Potato Chips, eating my Lay's here as we enjoy the Gunslinger series. I'll tell you what, Billy, man, this default setup, you know I had the deciding vote, but I'm pretty glad that I did that, man. It's brought some really good racing side by side anyway. Very competitive.
Yeah, for sure. And if we go with the Corvette Challenge for the next series, which I think is the route we're going to be taking, it's going to be a one-make series, and it's going to be setups, which is nice because then people will be able to share their setups to other drivers. So it should still keep the racing close, but I think if we're going to do like a multi-car series, it should be default just to keep the competition close. One-make series can absolutely be setups because they're easily shareable and whatnot, and really easy to get feedback from the drivers. But with these multiple car series, I think it's best just leave them on default. Really.
Gotcha. Well, when you said all the same cars, or you mean like all GT3 cars or all one make of car?
All one make of car.
Okay.
One make. If we're doing the Corvette Challenge,
right,
which is that's going to be a one make. It's going to be the Corvette GTE that everyone's going to be driving. Or even Ford versus Chevy or something. Whatever we decide.
Gotcha.
In like March. So we still have a good month and a half away to even start figuring stuff out.
Roasta here, trying to make a move here on who's that? Death Pusher. Right. Now, who's that Porsche in front of him there?
That is going to be UDT SEAL Team.
There you go. So he's a lap down already. About to get another lap down by Roaster here. Pretty good guy, man. I've raced with him for about a year now, off and on. They've been, pretty solid, pretty consistent. I don't know if this is his first league race or not, but it's obviously a new environment for him. So he's not going to be as comfortable as he normally would be. So yeah, if he struggles, I can understand completely. Again, racing online and live, as far as a league racing, is a lot different than racing in a public lobby or even in a private lobby. I mean, it's just the whole atmosphere is a lot different and a little bit more intense, man. You got to stay a lot more focused, man, because people are watching. So great to see these guys doing so well, man. Especially Rosta, like you said, he just came off the Bathurst race. He has to jump in a completely different car. It's still a sports car, but the Canada characteristics between a Ferrari and a Lamborghini, of course, are a lot different. I drove this car the other night in practice, and this Lamborghini is as loose as a goose on the track, man. It is snappy loose. It'll get away from you in a second. So Rosa's got his work cut off for him in a default setup, that's for sure.
Well, it's more than just jumping into a different car. It's jumping into a different game altogether.
Oh, yeah.
It's jumping into a different simulator with different physics and movements and just doing that, just being able to adapt and running cleanly. He's in 10th, which I'm sure he'd much rather be up top, but the fact that he's still keeping it on the road and he's able to adapt from platform to platform is what makes him a good driver. He doesn't race all the time, or he doesn't win all the time, but he's able to constantly switch from platform to platform. And
if I could take anything from that or any kind of credit for him, I would take it on that part that I've taught these guys, to be multi-transitional, man. I'm going to race you in one thing 1 minute, and the next minute I'm going to put you on something else. And a good race car driver will have that ability to maybe not win a race, but at least to perform well in whatever vehicle he's in. And that's what I've always stressed with Ryan. I've tried to help him develop that skill, and you can see it really coming to fruition now, man. These last, 6, 7, 8 months, I mean, he's just sprouted, man, like a spring chicken. So it's good, man. It's great to see him doing so well. Again, he's keeping that car pointed in the right direction, clean. He's running a clean race so far. Granted, he's not in the top 5, but he's still in the top 10, which is some points for Southwest Motorsports. I see that.
You know what I see, Johnny?
What's that?
So I see some raindrops.
Oh, yeah, but here's Roasted making the move here on is that UDT or that? No, that's Psychoholic. Who's in the Porsche? Just crashing right now.
UDT.
Oh, no!
Hard in the wall.
Oh,
just misses it.
Wow. So Roasted 236 wadded it up there. Let's see if he goes and gets some tires.
A little bit too hard.
What happened there?
It just started. They're going to be out for a little bit longer, so... also, big update. Ghost is now up in 2nd position, and Ghost is diving into the pits.
I see that.
So he's going to be the one taking the bait first for wet tires. Let's see how well that goes.
Well, Rosa needs to come in now with damage, and of course, slap some tires on that thing. He can come in a lap early here, so let's see if he comes in. Snoop is in the pits as well.
And here comes Dragon. Dragon diving into the pits too.
No dummies here. You know what I used to say when y'all first started racing with me? You see rain in my room, pit immediately. And these guys are taking that lesson to heart.
Also, another thing to note too is if you see a red by their positions, so see how one space in Rosta they got red, that means that they have a time penalty. So one space in Rosta have both the 1 second time penalty that will be added at the end of the race. So you got to keep that in mind. If the drivers kind of close up on them, they could lose the win on a technicality.
So Rosta 236 bringing it to the house here. 22 minutes and 25 seconds to go. We're about halfway through. Wow. Pretty smooth race so far. No action as far as crashing or anything like that. We've had some good passing, but nothing in the way of a misfortune for anybody. We still have everybody in the fight, all 13 drivers, which is a great thing. Oh, Rosta overshoots his pit mark there. A rookie mistake by the veteran driver. Uh-oh. Lollipop up, but yeah, they got to fix that damage, man. Yeah. Rosta.
Yeah, he's going to be in there for a little bit, so he's going to drop a lap or so. But it's all about scoring points and just, I mean, I would say get some experience under him, but I mean, it's Rosta. He's got to run a 12-hour race at Bathurst for Christ's sakes. So
Brian stays out, Bello stays out. another lap here. Winchester's pitting. Yeah, Winchester's pitting, and you said Matchbox. Here comes Matchbox as well. So the leaders, all except one space, have pitted. I don't know if Toe Cutter's pitted or not, but here he comes around the corner to see if he comes in here or he stays out one more. He comes in.
Toe Cutter coming in.
And Stoza stays out, rolls his dice. So he stays out and moves up to P4. But I think with his skill level, he should be all right. Maybe. Now, I want to follow Brian Bedlow around here, one space, and see how he fares around the track as the water still continues to come down here. I don't see any big spray coming off the cars here yet, so it shouldn't be in too much danger. No, he should be all right now. He's about midway, halfway through the track. It's raining a little bit heavier down here. Let's see. Nesto's up to P2. So he's back in the fight. He took that chance, and hopefully he's not pushing too hard here. If anybody can make a mistake, or shouldn't make a mistake, it would be him. He needs to be spot on perfect, but he can't push too hard. How difficult could that be, for a driver, knowing that he's behind? The harder he pushes, the better his chances are, but he's got to restrain himself because it's raining now, and he's on slick tires. So,
it's a big risk versus reward, and also Matchbox, a really long pit stop. I think he had to fix some damage. He's back in 7th position now.
Wow.
And actually, Winchester jumped Ghost in the pits. Ghost came in one lap earlier, and Winchester was able to set some blazing fast in laps. And he jumped out by Ghost by 5 seconds. So maybe Ghost had some damage that he wanted to fix.
Pushing too hard on that out lap probably spun around. We didn't catch that, but it could be anything with Ghost here. He's, like I said, he's as predictable as unpredictable can be. So he's going to take chances. And look at UDT behind him with heavy damage on the front end of that Porsche. It's like having a sail out with that front end smashed in like that. I wonder why didn't he fix that when he went in? Let's see.
He probably fixed it, and the game just doesn't update it. That happens.
So Nestoza came in here, and Bedlow, did he stay out?
Let's see. He's actually going around the carousel right now.
Wow, Brian Bedlow, man. Rolling the dice, taking a big chance. I'll tell you what. Look at that. He has to slow way down on that off-camber left-hander there. Go.
Actually, he hasn't even approached the off-camber left-hander. Actually, he's got a couple more corners to go.
Slowly around there. Yep, up the hill. Could spin the tires easy, and that car is just going to shoot off one direction or the other, going uphill there as you're pushing that car. Now, this hairpin here, this little right-hander, again, it's flat. It's lulling. You carry way too much speed coming into this corner here. A lot of guys overshoot it or undershoot it. And here he comes, that off-camera left-hander. Let's see how he does. Backed it way off the wall there. Stayed way off the power.
Way really low third gear.
Yeah,
just uses torque.
Nice.
Didn't want to drop down in a second and risk spinning the tires, but he has to come in now. He's losing time. He's losing time to Winchester. We might have a lead change. And
that's how you win championships. You take care of that car. You bring your machinery home in one piece. And even if you got to slow down a little bit, man, you got to temper yourself as a driver. You got to keep your emotions and your feelings in check, man, and understand where you're at and what this car can give you. And he knows exactly how much that car will give him. So, he pushed it to its limit. Now he's bringing it to the house. And there goes Winchester. I believe that was somebody passing by here. Who was that? Going up frustrated away.
That was a lap car, but looks like one space he's. Oh, I'm sorry, I thought he was out. No, he's got one of those pits that are right down by the entry. So it's going to be close. It's going to be very close.
Where's Winchester? Here he comes.
He's coming. He's got going into the penultimate corner and going into the last corner. So it's going to be close. He had about an 8-second gap from second place.
Oh, he hits the wall. He hits the wall, Winchester. A big rub.
One space, he's coming out.
Brian Bedlow coming out. He's a light speeder, a land speeder, floating on the air there. Here he comes.
Here comes Winchester, and one space, he's going to have the lead again. So very, very close.
How many seconds is the gap? 2 seconds is the gap.
Whoa. 2 or 3 seconds.
Now remember though, Winchester has hot tires, and one space has got to heat his up. So he still has a shot, at least this whole lap anyway, of closing the gap and trying to do something. Here he comes. He's right there. If Bedlow makes a mistake, Winchester's going to be all over him.
Another thing we have to keep in mind too is Matt's box. He's got 2 cars in front of him that's going to be dragging in Tokata as we coming up on 16 minutes to go here in race 1 in round 6. Thank you for stopping by the Phoenix Motorsports Racing League. I'm with Six Gun Johnny, the owner of such an establishment, and I'm just the lonely, humble race director to make sure the points are all correct. And
oh, you shut up, man. He ain't nothing humble about you, Billy. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. It's great to have you aboard. It's great to have you as my race director, man. You know, you bring a lot more to the table than you take credit for, man. So if anybody's going to give you credit, I certainly will. You've made my life a whole lot easier. You got understanding. You know what these cars and these drivers expect and what they need and what's going to give them a good Saturday night of fun and excitement, man. You know, and I just couldn't be happier, man.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Looking back at Matt's box, he's in a battle with Tokata, and you kind of see that spray. It's not exactly showing up great. Don't know why that is, but the spray is real for sure.
Side by side, he got him.
20+ miles an hour, yeah, easily around the outside. Tokata knew he was faster, just let off the throttle. But look at this, coming up on 15 minutes to go. That's about 8 or 9 laps to go left in the race, and Ghost, he's 5 seconds down from one space. We're gonna have an amazing about last 5 minutes left in the race between the top 3, so it's gonna be very interesting to see how these drivers deal with it, because Ghost, he's lapping 2 seconds or second half faster than Winchester last lap, so he's closing in, and Winchester is actually kind of fallen off of one space a bit. So if Winchester can win, it's gonna prove huge now that knowing Matt's box is down in 6th place battling for 5th.
Yeah, he's right at the 2-second mark. Winchester is.
Dragon hitting hard on the wall, going off of turn 1. Nosed it right in. He's gonna have some big aero damage and some suspension damage for sure. So
David Curry
now up in the top 5.
David Curry, no, he's knocked his lights out of his thing there, pushing hard on those cold tires. You know, he's just finished his pit stop. These cars take, what, 2 or 3 laps to get fully up to temp?
Yeah, especially in the rain. It's going to take a little bit longer. But unfortunate for 6-foot Dragon. Just lost control. He just most accelerated off the rumble strips, and they got no grip, they got no rubber, and just spun and right into it, right in the wall.
Field real quick here. Let me run up the field real quick here. Let me start with P13. That's a UDT Seal. Here he is right here. He's coming into pitting now. So he must have some heavy damage. He must have hit the wall again. So he's coming into the pits. He's killed that Porsche. A beautiful looking car, but this one not so much. Currently in P13. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was agreeing with you there.
Yeah, he's knocked the pretty off that thing. Look at that poor car, man. So it's going to be a long stop for him for sure. We'll see where that goes. So P12 belongs to Snoopa Dupa, driving the Lamborghini. There you go. I was going to say the Collections Ferrari, but yeah, the 77 machine.
Rear wing.
He's what now?
He's got no rear wing. He's pulling over.
Oh
the
yeah,
side.
I see that. Okay.
He's got heavy damage.
Oh.
And pulling over the side for Death Pusher there in that yellow Bentley. He's just trying to limp it to the pits, it looks like.
Yeah, he's trying to get back to the house. So he's got one more corner to do, so I think he'll be all right. So, yeah, so somewhere in the dark of the night there, it looks like Snoop has collected the wall. And he's done some damage to that Lamborghini. He's knocked out some of the lights on it, so he's got to come in and get all that fixed up. As the rain continues here with 12 minutes and 36 seconds to go, watch him dive in. And he does. So well done for him. Now P11 belongs to the Stormtrooper Rosta 236, Sasquatch Motorsports #1 driver, sponsored by Dow Glassworks, and certainly moving fast and moving forward. But you know, he's got clean air. He's just got to stay with it. It means he's going to get a good starting position for the race too. That's for sure.
That's true. And he's not going to get a call because he got the night off, so he can race the 12 hours. So.
Maybe that was his strategy all along. You know what I'm
Maybe,
saying?
yeah.
Maybe it was his strategy all along, Whoa! Into the wall.
Ghost getting past Winchester. We missed it because we're watching Rosta, but they were battling, and now Winchester dropping down to 3rd, and Ghost, he excels in the rain. He's on the hunt for one space now.
So David Curry now catching the toe cut again. He's still got that damage. He has not pitted yet. So I guess his car is still handling okay. But he's back up to speed now. 11 minutes to go. He wants to get that top 5. I know he does. But even if he catches Matt's box, I don't think he's going to be able to pass him.
No, I don't think so. Not with the aero damage. He's not going to have the downforce or the top end speed to really pull off any maneuvers. He's just going to hope and pray that the people in front of him go off and get even more substantial damage.
Oh yeah, for sure. But anything happens.
Something happened with Ghost. He got loose something around where are they at? Probably around turns 1 and up the hill. So that allowed Winchester to close the gap a little bit. Winchester kind of struggling. Looks like his car's really pushing hard and not really responding to how he wants it to.
Well, that dirty air, that bendy pushes a hole in the air like about the size of an 18-wheeler, man. So it's creating a lot of turbulence for that Mercedes, which is really sporty and relies a lot on aerodynamic grip for its performance. So that's an advantage that the Bentley has. Is just taking away that performance level by just being where he's at. He's running a different line. You can see Ghost is running a little bit wider line, a little bit more to the center of the track. Not pushing it as far as he could. See, a lot of these guys are taking in what we're teaching them there, Billy, man, to slow it down and finish the race and temper yourself. Don't push the car to its limits every single lap, especially in the wet weather. It's getting them a good performance. They need good points finishes if they're trying to go for that championship. Each one of these guys cannot afford to wreck out if they want to win a championship. Because
it's also about setting yourself up for the next series.
Absolutely.
You want to feel good about yourself, knowing that hey. I finished 7th in the points. I finished really well. I was very consistent where I finished. Even if I didn't win, even if I didn't get a podium, I'm knowing that I'm a good middle pack driver. And you never know. The next series, something may click, and you can see yourself winning, and you can see yourself finishing podiums, getting pole positions. So who
well, you
really
know how to do it
that?
now. You know how to do it
exactly.
now. Based on your experience here, yeah, exactly. You know exactly what it's going to take for you to get that car to the house, and that's what we want to give these guys, the opportunity to win championships. We can't give them the win, but we can sure set them up in a room where they can understand how to get it. And if they just watch the streams and take heart to the lessons that these other drivers are teaching them and showing them through whatever happens on the track, whatever experiences they have, good ones or bad ones. I mean, you can learn a lot. You can learn a lot from a dummy.
No, it's true because I'm not calling any new guys dummies or anything.
No, I don't.
But you take new guys who are new to league racing. They're like babies.
Right.
They don't know how to walk, and here they are, entering the Boston Marathon. They don't know how to walk. So there's gonna be a lot of stumbles. There's gonna be a lot of fumbles, but eventually, something clicks and they just unlock this potential. And they blossom and bloom just up out of nowhere.
You can't be fast. I mean, you can be fast against the AI, but when you bring yourself on a track against a human factor, it's a whole different ballgame, a whole different perspective. I mean, you don't know what these guys have made internally. What they're made of. What forces them or what drives these guys, to go fast and to be fast. Like one space, I don't know too much about his personal life, but I mean, look how dominating he is. Look how fast he is. He could be a race car driver in real life for all I know. But the fact of the matter is whatever you think you have, you ain't got nothing. There's always somebody out here who's a lot stronger, a lot faster than you.
Yeah, for sure. And just raced with one space for the little bit that I did, he's extremely knowledgeable about the car and just like how it can handle and how it can attack corners. And if you ever seen the Camel race, that's his PSN name. They have amazing on-track battles, and those two are fast with the setup. And
really?
It's just like it's like watching ballet, man. But very aggressive, like sexual aggravated ballet.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
Sexually aggravated. There you go. It's not like that wild monkey sex. Huh? All right.
But it's beautiful at the same time. But you can't look away either, and it's just absolutely insane to watch. Especially as you're getting lapped by them, because they're like less than a car length away, and they're just blazing through the field. And 6 minutes have gone by in the race, and you're already getting lapped by them. It's insane.
This goes up to P4. Dragon coming in the pits now. I think he's had enough. I think he's had enough fighting that car around. So Dragon in the pits, getting some service done. Winchester in P3, all right there on the back of Ghost. Now he's less than a second away.
Yeah,
So,
Winchester doing an amazing job. Just still keeping Ghost in the sight. I think he's kind of just laying low until the
last minute.
lap,
Yeah.
and he's going to really attack.
Now, in a way that's good, in a way that's bad. He can't go too early. He can't go too late either. You know, I mean, look at Ghost is slowing it down, way slowing down there. He's taking the same lessons that Winchester did earlier, that same little maneuver, backing him up and just trying to set the pace, his own pace. He can't set any other pace because one pace is gone. So effectively, that makes Ghost the race leader, as he's the first car in a pack of cars, or a pack, if you want to consider Winchester a pack. So he's obviously able to set his own pace here. He shows no worry with one space because he knows he's no competition for him. He can't catch him, so he's going to make the best of his position here and try to garnish that second spot as well as he can. But he knows that Winchester's right there, so he's trying to slow him down a little bit, see if he can force him to make a mistake. And Winchester's just kind of plotting, like a dog circling you, man. He's going to jump at you. You just don't know when. Here he comes to the bus stop. Look at the speed Winchester carries through there. He's going to close the gap here. Back on the throttle, way before the center. Look up, he's braking there. Ghost is probably a little loose on entry there, or was carrying too much speed. And again, just a tap on the brakes here. That's too much, though. I think light ABS or no ABS for you here on a wet track.
No ABS, and it also depends on the driver too. Someone who isn't comfortable running no assist, they're going to want that ABS. That's kind of like a security blanket, and that's something I ran with for the longest time until I said, you know what, I got to get off my training wheels. I just got to race without it and gain that experience so I can just get better at it. And that's what a lot of kind of up and comers worry about is but if I get off assist, I'm going to be slower. Yeah, you may be slower starting off, but you're going to be faster in the long run. It's all about it's all about training, and it's all about investing time in yourself and knowing that you can be faster. Well,
you have to understand the car. You have to be a minister of speed, man. The dedication to the understanding of motorsports and its many disciplines, and that includes running what the car gives you, man. Understanding the car in its mechanical form and its mechanical sense, as opposed to a sense that's aided or lifted up by assists and stuff like that. I get it. I understand completely. Whoa, Winchester he's there, but I don't know. He can't put it together. His lights are off here. So I forgot to make an announcement. These two guys have decided to team up together as they know each other off track here. They went to the 12 Hours of Bathurst together. And so these two have decided to form their own team. And so Ghost has a new teammate and Winchester has a new teammate. They have each other there. So essentially, teammates are battling for the second spot of the podium here. As far as their name, I had suggested Black Hat Racing. As you know, in America, the villain always wears the black hat. I would say these two fit definitely into that category of guys who wear black hats. So they're not bad guys. They're just really strong and aggressive drivers, and some of the more timid and friendly guys kind of frown on that. But hey, it is what it is. I'm not gonna take nothing away from these guys' character.
Yeah, and that's a dream team. That's like comparing. That's like putting. I'm gonna make this comparison, and you're gonna be mad, Johnny. But that's like putting Michael Schumacher and Lewis Hamilton together. That is an unfair team, and everyone knows it. But I mean,
it's like putting a rocket scientist and a retarded kid together. What are you talking about? You want to talk? Man, you said Michael. You said that name, man. You said that guy's name, man.
I know. I knew it was gonna boil some blood when I said that.
Oh, are you serious now, man? You ruined my whole night, dude. My stomach hurts.
You'll get over it.
2 minutes and 5 seconds to go. The battle is all one direction, literally one space. Ghost has closed the gap now to 4 seconds. What has Brian done? Slowed down a little bit here?
He's a 2 seconds slower. He ran at 1:57.923, and Ghost and Winchester ran 1:55s. So I think Ghost might have just enough space in front of him to kind of coast as time expires across the line to end it early, so he doesn't have to worry about setting another lap. Because he crossed the line with exactly 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, and Nostosa's nowhere near the top 3. He's 22 seconds back. So Winchester and Ghost and One Space could pull over and order some pizza and stuff and get out in front of Nostosa. So that 22 seconds is a big gap. Matchbox 31 seconds. So
Winchester card into the wall. He gets loose out of the bus stop and smacks it into the wall. So he's going to have some left front aero damage for sure. And
pushing too hard.
There goes the chase.
Yeah, there he goes. I mean, he knew he had to go. I think he should have went a lot earlier when he had the opportunity, man. And kept Ghost at bay like Ghost did him. Just making that car wide. But yeah, I don't think that Mercedes cuts as big as a hole in the air as that Bentley does for sure. Probably would have had a little less effect on him. But look at this. Oh, no, he's just going to push. He doesn't care about his car now. It's all about getting that position. He's not going to be able to make it up. He's way too far back. And so, crossing the stripe, here comes Brian Bedlow. 28 seconds to go. He might have one more lap to do here. He can't slow down. Ghost is only 3 seconds behind him.
It's looking like it. Yeah, he's going to have way too much time on the clock.
Yeah, one more lap to go here. I think. Let's find out. Yeah, he's gonna make it go one more. So Brian Bedlow has led pretty much flag to flag here, and that's what he needed to do. He needed to get some valuable points, and he needed to get that victory here at Watkins Glen. It's a Hail Mary pass to contend for the championship. But like I said, if anybody can make it happen, it'd be this man right here. He's just got to take his time and be patient, and he certainly did that tonight. A great run from Brian.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's going to be interesting to see how well he can battle through the field going in a race too. So far, One Space, he is 152 points down from first place in the championship points.
So he's got to win at least a race every single event from now on to the next 5, and place in the top 2, I guess, every single race to even get close to.
He's got to be perfect. He's got to win every race essentially to really get up there.
So One Space passing the lap car of UDT on his final lap here. He's just taking it nice and easy. Nice and easy. You got some more lap traffic in front of him. No point in pushing too hard there. Ghost is 4 seconds back. Yeah, he can see Brian, but he can't push any harder than he's doing here. I'm on board with Ghost now. Let's see what he does here. Up the hill. He's got to be gentle here. Not too far in the power there because he'll spin around. And Winchester, like a bottle rocket.
He's still pushing. He's still pushing.
Yeah, 2 in the grass. That's why his car wants to jerk off to the side there. Look at this guy. He's going to just go way deep. Step the rumble strip and spin around. Oh. So Ghost is caught UDT, and UDT is he just wants to get this thing over with, man. He's flashing his lights. Yeah, he'll slow down. Watch out. Ghost, don't wreck him. You're not going to catch Winchester. Oh! He spun around. He spun around in front of him there. UDT spun around, and Winchester gets around him there. Ghost, no contact made there. But
he's going to win, but that's not going to allow enough time for Winchester to get around. So,
yeah.
Wow. Great. Well, he must hit a puddle. The puddles are starting to form on the inside of those corners.
So that's going to be it, folks. One Space taking the victory here. Is that right? Yeah.
Yep. One Space winning round 1, or race 1 at round 6 of Watkins Glen GP.
Wow.
GT3 Gunslinger Series.
Followed by Ghost, Winchester, Nostosa, Matchbox, Tokata, DJ Vixen, Dragon.
Well, hold on.
Roast that.
Race ain't over for a lot of these guys.
Okay, let's see what we got here. So here comes Matchbox crossing the stripe here in P5. Got a top 5. Death Pusher in P6. Who's behind him? Tokata, but he's a little too far back here. So and then we have Dragon and Psychoholic here. They're 2 seconds apart, but let's go on board here with Death Pusher. Not a bad run from him after winning here a couple of practice races. The Death Pusher, 157, 188 is his last lap here. He's going to finish in P6. He was down at the last spot for some of the early part of the race here, so a good recovery. Drove through the field, did what he had to do, and taking a P6 spot, man. Good job from him.
And a nice recovery from Staza, too, having to do a drive-through penalty.
Yeah.
And he finished up in 4th.
Oh, was that Rosta around? Rosta on the front straightaway there.
Yeah, we're
around
also doing
here.
a little celebratory, spin out on the front straightaway, giving the fans a
I don't know. The
little
race
bit
wasn't
of
over yet. The race wasn't over
for
yet. He's
for him it is. He was a lap down.
yeah, but that is still. You have to wait till everybody crosses the stripe before you start doing that, right? I mean, I would think that.
No, as soon as you cross the start finish line, it's good.
What about? Okay, well, at least so.
Yeah, it's fine.
All right, there you go. So UDT in the wall here, but he's done. Yeah. I don't think he's crossed the stripe yet, has he? Nope. That's it.
Yeah, yes,
Wow.
yep.
So with that said, One Space taking the tremendous victory here. You want to invite those guys up here because it's a private. Oh, I got to do that. Hang on 1 second here. So let's return to the lobby and let me get some invitations sent. So what do you think, man? What are your thoughts on today's first racer?
A lot of exciting action, which is really good. I'm glad Watkins Glen can provide such amazing on-track action. We had upwards of 3 battles going on at one time, so that was really nice to see. And I really hope that the drivers were able to have fun and really learn and prepare themselves for race 2. And so we'll try to vote to kick SEAL team.
Off the island here, huh?
Where it goes.
Off the island, huh? All right, so let's see what happens here. So SEAL team, yeah. I'll tell you what, we can call Racer back here too as well. So yeah. Well, there he is, second spot. I'll tell you what, man, you had your hands full fighting Winchester. Didn't really have the car to beat One Space, but still a great run for me, man. I gotta tell you, Ghost, man. Watching your drive early on in the rain showed a lot of maturity, showed a lot of patience, stuff that you really had kind of developing. But man, you did a really good thing, man. You stayed, you waited for the Mercedes to make a mistake there. You capitalized, finished P2. Great job, man. Tell me about your race.
Yeah, thank you. Race was pretty good at the start. Didn't get the best start, so I stayed back and forth and just stay. I think it was Winchester and Stoz there, and he had a. And I don't know what happened between Stoz and Winchester, but in the second last corner they spun or went sideways, and I capitalised on that and got second, and pretty much stayed there for the rest of the race. But yeah, I don't know what that Porsche dude was doing. He had enough time to pull over and let us pie, but
I saw that, yeah.
almost cost me podium, which I'm not too happy. Like, I still got second, so I'm okay. But if it cost me my podium, I wouldn't have been very happy about that.
Well, you weren't going to catch One Space anyway, but yeah, I understand what you're saying there about that. Wow, but still, great run, man. I mean, well, hopefully you'll have a better run this race here. Obviously, you're going to be starting toward the back there, but good luck and congratulations. P2's not too bad.
Thank you.
Let's talk to the man who's taking the overall victory here, led flag to flag, man. Brian, we had a little conversation earlier today, and man, you followed it to the letter, man. Perfect drive today, man. I know you want to go for that championship. It's a long Hail Mary shot, but you're well on your way, man. A dominating performance from you. Man, tell me about your race, man. It looked like it was pretty uneventful, but I don't think it was from the driver's seat. Brian. One Space.
Hello, this thing on?
There you are. There you go.
No, so I had to drive through and we messed up a little bit. I got behind him and wet race or something.
Your car looked like it was on rails, man. I mean, look, you had a great handling car, but I guess that wasn't the case. Anything that would keep you from winning again to second race here? I mean, what is the go ahead.
Winchester and go. And Sosa, yeah.
Yeah.
If Sosa did have his drive through, but
Well, once you were in clean air, man, I mean, that Mercedes just opened a gap. I mean, you had a 4-second gap, 6-second gap, 5-second gap the whole race, man.
but then when I pitted, I think I stayed out too long.
I think you did one lap too long. Yeah, because you had to slow down substantially for the last lap there. That I don't know, taking a big chance, man. That was scaring me, man. But yeah, definitely a ballsy move. But congratulations, race one is yours, man. Good job. All right, last person. Yeah, but I thank her too, man. Because yeah, that was awesome. Thanks a lot. All right, I'll tell you what, Winchester, are you in here? Man, you looked like you had your hands full with that Gulf livery Mercedes there, man. That car looked like it was a beast, man. Tell me about your race, man. And the battle with Ghost there, man, must have been hectic.
Yeah, I just sort of stuck in there with Ghost and just waited for anyone else to make a mistake or let the race come to me. Just played as it came. I suppose you got me happy with third.
Oh yeah.
They scared of him, collect some more points.
Well.
Yeah, just a bit, the old AMG's a bit heavy in the rain there.
Yeah, yeah. I'll tell you what though, man. For a car that as loose as it was, man, you kept right there on the bumper of Ghost there, man. I mean, if he would have made a mistake, like you said, you would have had him. But man, that thing looked like it was a beast in the rain, man. But well done, man. That just shows how good you are, man. In the rain, it shows how good you can handle that race car. So congratulations on your podium, man. Good job. All right. All right, Billy, what you got, man? Any last thoughts here before we sign off and get ready for race 2?
Nope. Let's get a new room up. Let's go.
All right, guys. Six Gun Johnny, Walt's the dog, and of course the Zebra Chon broadcasting live right here from the Fortress Speed with the Ministry of Speed of Phoenix Motorsports. Yeah. We're going to disappear for now, but we'll be back shortly here for a race 2. Stick around for that. It's going to be an inverted field, and yeah, we'll see what happens. So congratulations to One Space for taking the top step, Ghost and Winchester for a second and third. Good job, guys, and we will see y'all shortly here. Take a little 5-minute break and get reset, reboot, and up and running again. And we should be on 3, 2, 1.